So we talked about value, and in understanding career opportunities, you need to understand where value is going and where value is shifting. So sometimes we always think that God brought us here to do a particular thing. Well, whatever is your belief, I don't want to tamper with that. But the major thing is that, you know, there are three areas God wants you to do things here on earth. Number one is what God called you to do for Him. We call it ministry, okay? What God called you to do for Him. And then what God called you, ministry, we don't mean opening a church, but finding out what He's called you to do for Him, So, that's what you do that will follow you to heaven. That's what we call ministry. The second one is what He called you to do for yourself, or what He wants you to do for yourself, what He brought you here to do for yourself. We call it business. Now, by business, I don't mean buying and selling. No, those things that concerns you solely. For instance, I have a wife. I wanted to marry. If I wanted to marry white people, I would have done that. If I wanted to marry short people, I would have done. If I wanted to marry tall people, I would have done that, and all those kinds of things. Okay, that's your business. I was a lecturer at Imo State University, and then I felt I'm through with this, and then even as a lecturer, I had Cussons Business School, Cussons Consulting Solutions Limited, and quite other companies. And then I went to face the what I'm doing, and then I went on to go full into what I'm doing. Even in school, I studied first degree, second degree, and PhD in philosophy. And I decided I want to do more. And I went to study information and communication technology at Catholic University of Louvain. I want to study management at Master's School of Management. I went to study something on practical philosophy. I want to study project management. So that's my business. If I decided not to study them, God would not come and flog me. God will allow me because that's what I've chosen. He won't come and start disturbing me. Yeah. So your business is what you have chosen to do with your life. If you want to write book, God will not stop you. If you want to, become a coder, God will not programmer. God will not stop you. If you decide you want to be a web designer, God will not stop you. If you decide you want to resign from your job now and face something, God will not stop you. If you want to divorce your wife, God will not stop you. If you want to divorce your husband, God will not stop you. If you decide you don't want to marry, God will not stop you. So we need to understand all these things so that we don't come and ascribe to God what God has left us to do for ourselves. You're not patronizing God because He's already big. What you are doing is aligned with His principles and rules. So what He called you to do for yourself, we call it business. Don't use business and confuse ministry, or use ministry and confuse business. The third one is what God brought you here to do for others. We call it charity. Charity is the reason I'm doing this video. I am doing this because I know, yes, some people would need this who may probably not have capacity to afford what I'm selling. So I have to understand that it's not all about money. I have to find out sometimes that I should give free. Yeah. So that becomes charity. Charity is what you are intentionally doing to make sure that humanity becomes better by virtue of your existence here on the earthly plane. Immediately you understand that, you can understand the ministry, which is what God brought you here to do for Him. You understand charity, rather business, what God brought you here to do for yourself, and you understand charity, what God brought you here to do for others. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, taking that away, that the people who would think, God has just brought me here to just be this and that. Yeah. Now, you may not actually be right. God brought you here to actually do the things in these three areas according to your environment, your experiences, your education, and your exposure, which we call 4E. In psychology, your experiences, your environment, your exposure, your education. These are the things that will decide what you're going to do, and that's why you're going to choose them properly.